December 2025. The Vatican claims their archives are finally open to the world. But they lied. Deep in the tower, Father Thomas found the one file they forgot to burn. It wasn't a scripture. It was a map leading to a sealed chamber beneath the necropolis. And inside that room sat the impossible, the Ernetti device, the Chronovisor. A machine built not to look at the stars, but to look back in time. He saw the history they wiped from the books, but looking at the past alerted the present. The Swiss Guard doesn't just protect the Pope, they protect the silence. Father Thomas had the evidence. Now, he just had to survive the night.
He wasn't just escaping a room. He was escaping the Archivio Apostolico, a nuclear-hardened bunker buried beneath the Vatican that holds 12 centuries of history. For 400 years, it was called the Secret Archives. In 2019, the Pope changed the name to sound less suspicious. But a new label doesn't erase the past. 53 miles of shelving, enough to stretch from Rome to the sea. It is the hard drive of Western civilization. It holds the original handwritten records of the trial of Galileo Galilei. They claim these archives are open to the public. But open the wrong book, and you will find the truth has been redacted. The deepest secret belongs to the 1940s and Pope Pius XII. The artifact Father Thomas found suggests the Vatican was hiding a technology that shouldn't exist. For 70 years, the Vatican called the Chronovisor a hoax. They claimed looking back in time was impossible. But this wasn't a forgery. It was a photograph developed in 1955, capturing a living moment from the year 33 AD. He wasn't just holding a picture, he was holding proof that physics and history had been lied to. The squad arriving outside is the Vatican's immune system. They don't arrest, they delete. Thomas knew he couldn't run. In the digital age, survival isn't about hiding the body. It's about spreading the data. Silence is easy to keep when the penalty is erasure. As the footsteps stopped, Thomas realized the truth. He wasn't just leaking a file. He was ending an era. They thought smashing the hardware would kill the signal. Fatal miscalculation. Tonight, the Vatican didn't lose a prisoner. They lost control of history. They tried to pull the plug, but the image moved too fast. In 6 seconds, the face of God was on 3 billion screens. Pandora's box didn't just open, it exploded. By the time the news went live, the narrative was lost. The church tried to call it a deep fake, but their panic confirmed the truth. In seconds, the global economy dissolved. Money became meaningless against the weight of the truth. Inside the Vatican, panic turned to destruction. They weren't praying. They were shredding the evidence. They slammed the gates, believing iron and stone could contain the storm. But walls don't matter when the truth is a signal. I hit every device on Earth simultaneously. 1 billion notifications chiming in unison. And then, silence. The kind of heavy silence that falls when the world changes forever. There were no more statements to release, no more denials to issue. The history of the world wasn't written in books anymore. It was streaming, in real time. Almost overnight, the world changed. Courts didn't need witnesses anymore. They just hit rewind. Faith didn't survive the download. When you can watch the resurrection in 4K, you don't need to believe anymore. You just need to watch.
Get it down!
Governments tried to ban the technology. They raided the labs and smashed the drives. But they forgot one thing. You cannot delete a memory once the whole world shares it. We traded our wonder for data. We traded our faith for footage. And now that we finally know everything, we have nothing left to imagine. But the machine didn't stay dead. It clawed its way back online, fueled by a paradox the scientists hadn't predicted. They discovered that time isn't a solid line. It's a fragile signal. And by forcing a connection to the past, they had introduced static into the present. Suddenly, the world outside started to drift. Monuments, records, and memories began to conflict with reality. The timeline was trying to correct itself by rewriting the people who had seen too much. They realized the glitch wasn't just in the machine, it was in the timeline itself. By observing the past, they were accidentally erasing it. The evidence didn't just disappear, it was unwritten. They had to seal the vault, not to keep the world out, but to keep the history inside from fading away completely. But rumors persisted that the files weren't destroyed, just migrated. That the Vatican moved the project from the catacombs beneath Rome to the cloud above us. Some say the project never ended. It just evolved. It doesn't need a machine to look into the past anymore, because now it has millions of eyes doing it for them. The Vatican closed their files, but ours are just opening. Subscribe and turn on the signal. We have more to find before they wipe the servers.